Alright, this is why, this is just my personal opinion. Let me start there. You know what I'm saying? Why it may be hard to accept that these certain behaviors are negative as a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Growing up for a lot of niggas, it's almost natural to have a fragile ego in the environments that we're growing up in. We may be subject to a lot of weird relationship with our parents. Let's just start off there. Because this is universal, whether you're like in the suburbs or in the hood, because a lot of people like to just harp on being in the hood. And I'm not saying that's not an important and a really bad part of our struggle, but the people who live in the suburbs often get overlooked or often don't realize they also have issues. And just because they might be a little more fortunate financially doesn't mean they're not just as mentally ill because of these issues. You know what I'm saying? So you may have your mom had been smothering you, and then you could have had a parent who was abandoning you. You could have had not enough love. You could have had parents taking out the issues with each other on you, because that be some whole weird shit. Your mom hate your dad or your dad hate your mom and using you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So between negative circumstances, let's say you one of them niggas, like you want some Mike Jones shit. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. You know what I'm saying? So when you was growing up, you felt like you wasn't the shit. You didn't really value yourself like that. You was broke, so you didn't really feel like you had a reason to value yourself. You wasn't really getting girls and stuff, so another reason to not value yourself. I feel like, and then the way that we're portrayed as black men, so-called black men, melanated men, indigenous men, whatever, how we're portrayed in the media, how we're portrayed on TV, that's kind of very animalistic. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't have much internal value and we're searching for it, but where we're seeking it is in places that don't serve us in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, number one, niggas already said, niggas use women, and how many women you have, I feel like, as a number one catalyst to say how much value you have. You know what I'm saying? I used to have this saying I would say with my friends, like, you could be the most weirdest niggas, but as long as niggas stamp you with that, he get bitches though, it's like, yo, this nigga be digging in his nose, but I seen him with a bad one, so I don't know what he got going on, but that digging in the nose shit might be working. Cause you know what I'm saying? Just 5 seconds ago, he was a nasty ass nigga, but you seen him with a bad one, so it's like the digging in the nose don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? This is how sick our minds are. This is how sick our minds are. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So in your search of gaining value, it may be hard to heal from certain things, or be hard to accept that you need to heal from things, because this is how you're trying to get your value. Your value is, and you take pride in maybe being like a player, or being like the nigga who was ahead of his time, like the Drew from Everybody Hates Chris. Like, you was 12, but you was fucking 17-year-old bitches. You was 17, but you was with 28-year-olds. You was 21, and you had like a cougar. You know what I'm saying? This could be where you're getting a lot of your pride, or you could be like my Lil Wayne video, or you could be it doesn't even have to be you and a woman or anything sexual. You could be getting your pride and shit from you being like a little young thug in the streets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You done beat niggas up, you done shot a nigga or two, and this is where you make yourself feel good. You know what I'm saying? And none of these things, neither of those scenarios serve us in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying? And it may be hard to give up this false idea of yourself that doesn't serve you in a positive manner. Like, if you in the Drew from Everybody Hates Chris mindset, you think you was ahead of your time. Like in this episode of Kanan, like this last season of Kanan, you see him, he like 15, 16 with like that 30, 40-year-old woman. This is a lot of niggas' stories. if you feel like you was ahead of their time, if you feel like you was a player, then you can never you can never be open to the idea of how that could be negatively affecting you. Because you want to hold on to that so much because it's like niggas have been giving you props for that. It's like, nah, Kentrell, that nigga the man. That nigga was taking down such and such mom, and he was taking down such and such. He the man. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, Kentrell is fucked up in his mind. He might be a sexual deviant right now. He might, or he just got programmed from such a young age to just give away his sexual energy. So now his shit may not even work. He might have just been tapped out from just running himself rampant from like age 14. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't look at the other side. Or he could be subconsciously fucked up and he doing all types of things to harm himself because he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to cope with this fucked up behavior, whether he knows it or not. It could be a whole dark side, and it could be as simple as even you getting money and shit. Even you not necessarily being a bum or held back or whatever, but you still just giving all your attention and energy to chasing after women or something like that. You know, because this is where you kind of draw your value from such a young age. I'm gonna stay on that example because I feel like it's the easiest one. I feel like the thug one is another one, but I feel like this is the easiest one. So you just may not be open to needing to heal from that. You may not be open to the idea that being the 9th man in the 12-man train is insane when you like 16. You may not be open to that. I say it all the time. You might want to hold on to that. Just to say that you was fucking at 16. Just to say you was fucking at 15. You know, you might want to hold on to that. So you can't spiritually heal from that. Because I got to tell you, man, forget mental healing. That spiritually, that just gotta be off, and I don't say that in a judgmental way. I say that when niggas is 16, they still be musty. So it's like, I know y'all niggas didn't even wash up or wipe up and stuff properly. Y'all niggas was probably doing that after school, sweaty, but like that shit is just gross in theory. It's just gross. You know what I'm saying? So spiritually, you gotta be fucked up off of that. That could be the reason why your life is fucked up now. You don't want to let that go. It might be hard to let go. No one might have ever told you to let that go. No one might have ever told you that was wrong. You could be like Boosie or one of these niggas. You could be just like Lil Wayne in that clip. You could think that's normal, but using Lil Wayne as example, look at him. But he looks exactly like someone who was raped at 11. He looks like his song lyrics sound exactly like someone who was raped at 11, because a lot of it is, I'm sad, I'm doing drugs, I don't know why I'm sad, my life is fucked up, my family abandoned me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people be peeping that. And he's like a super duper sex addict. Yeah, because that he's overactive. You know, watch my video on the chakras. His shit is overactive because of how he was introduced to it. You know what I'm saying? He was introduced to it in a fucked up way. So his shit is overactive and he's just giving his energy away, but it reflects in the way that he looks. And a lot of niggas is like this under the guise of being a player. So they can never stop. They can never recover. You know what I'm saying? This is where they get their value from. I'm a player. You know what I'm saying? I'm ahead of my time. I was taking down older chicks. And, you know, you may never get the healing you need because of that. Because you want to hold on to this imaginary mindset that's not real. Why is it not real? Well, I realize it's not real because I feel like growing up when niggas be talking all that player shit, at least the way it was presented to me as a kid, it's almost like you tricking a woman or you trying to convince her, or it's something that you did is like supposed to, like she was just going about her day and you said something. It's like, oh, well now I'm gonna get with you. But it's like really and truly, you come to find out that they've kind of been, they chose you while you was getting out the car. You know what I'm saying? It was just you not to fuck it up. Like the ball was at the rim and all you had to do was lay it up. And when you understand that, it's like, oh, there's no way I'm a player. It's because it's like they chose me. I wasn't choosing them. Basically, it's like, or we chose each other. So either way you look at it, it's like, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's easy for me to let go of those type of ideologies a lot easier. You know, it may be hard for you. You know, when I was a kid, I used to brag about that. That same thing I talk about with my cousin and her friends, I used to actually brag about that. Until one day, you know that meme where it's like, you're a victim. Like somebody hit me with that. They didn't hit me with the meme, but somebody was like, wait, that's not cool, bro. And I'm like, what you mean that's not cool? I think I definitely must have been talking to an Esquire nigga because they was using them words, even though we was young. I might have been like 12, or 13, and niggas is in a cipher having a ego stroking competition. So we're having an ego competition where it's like you're just saying things to try to make yourself look big, you know. So one nigga is like, yeah, you know, the first time I did such and such, I was this. And it's like, yeah, the first time I shot a gun, I was this. And then, you know, it's coming up to me. And I'm like, I've been waiting. Because ain't none of these niggas gonna beat what I got to say. Because I was like 4. No, how old was I? I was like somewhere between like 4 and 6. I was like somewhere between 4 and 6. So ain't none of these niggas gonna beat what I gotta say, nigga. Because you was getting it at 12, but I was getting it at 5, nigga. That's how my mindset in my mind was. So when they came to me, it was like I was ready to just, you know, put the house money in poker. And when they came to me, I was telling them, and then shit got quiet. And one nigga was like, that doesn't sound the same. And I'm like, what you mean that don't sound the same? He's like, yeah, but he's like, yo, my story. He's like, yo, because niggas wasn't. This is why I said I put the house money up. It's because my shit was to the extreme. Because other niggas is like, yeah, you know, I kissed Sydney. Yeah, I did, like, because we young. You know what I'm saying? We not that old. And my shit is, you know, I am in the room with these teenagers, and we are, and from my perspective, I thought I was having like a 1-on-5, you know what I'm saying, and I'm the 1 and they the 5, like in the porno, you know what I'm saying, how they be having, like, it be one dude and it be all the girls. But how my Esquire fellow broke it down to me, he said that's not the same. He's like, yeah, but me and Sydney both in 7th grade. He's like, bro, what that sounds like molestation. And I ain't never heard such a big word before. You know what I'm saying? I might have seen it in a movie or something, but it went over my head. Because the word was like 3 syllables. It was a big word. And when he said that, I went to like, I think I looked into what the word meant, but it still didn't hit me till later on in life. But I was willing. Some people ain't willing to give up that idea of that what was going on could have possibly been molestation. In their mind, they're like, nah, I was the nigga in the porno having the 1-on-5 match. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm like 6, you know, and I can barely talk. I just learned how to read chapter books and shit. I'm getting to that point in life, you know, where I just started like putting sentences together and they make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the average 5-6-year-old doing? Like, you know, at the most advanced level, like, what are they really doing? You know, like learn how to play piano or something. Like, would you say like that's an advanced 6-year-old? I don't know. You know, I have a poor judgment of how ages are supposed to be, based on the fact that they have us dumbed down, and based on the fact that they have us accelerated doing shit way ahead of our time, like being 5, having a 5-on-1 match with some teenagers. All right, so I was willing to give that up, and having that acceptance, you know what I'm saying, realizing that shit is crazy. Even if the person is attractive, it could be like on the Kanan show. I won't lie, that mom was attractive. When I was 13, 14, 15, I would have found her attractive. I probably would have went down and did the same path. I'm not going to lie to you, because that's just how you think. That's how you wouldn't even know that it's wrong, even though that it's still wrong. You know what I'm saying? You won't know any better. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's like, there'd be so many memes that'd be like, yo, watching your girlfriend when you watching your girlfriend get picked up by some 20 plus nigga when you were in high school. And there'd be so many memes of that. And a lot of motherfuckers would comment and be like, well, I don't see what's wrong with this. Well, I don't see nothing wrong. And even if you don't see nothing wrong, if you ain't open to seeing nothing wrong, and I don't blame you, you know what I'm saying? This shit is hard to deal with. These shit is heavy topics. This shit is crazy shit that we just made normal. Like, I didn't know that it wasn't okay for a nigga to be 28. Fuck 28. There was a girl in my school who was like 15 dating a 42-year-old nigga, but I didn't know that wasn't normal. I got people in my family who was like 30 plus having babies with teenagers. I thought that this was was just how life went. I'm learning that this is abnormal. I never felt comfortable with it personally, but I didn't know why. It's because it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's crazy. You trying to some nigga, you just seeing your girlfriend or the girl that you have a crush on Snapchat, some nigga with tattoos, and he just riding around in a nice car, or the car don't even have to be nice. It's just the fact that he got a car, and you sitting to yourself thinking like, damn, not even the suburban niggas really got cars. Like, who even has a car yet? And this nigga car, look, it got GPS and navigation. Like, damn, like who is that? Like, how old is this motherfucker? You're like, you know, when you 16, like, I'm not saying some niggas don't be tatted up, but you might have like a couple tattoos. It's like you still a child, even if you like a jail nigga at 16. It's like, how crazy could you go? You know what I'm saying? But this nigga will be all tatted. He got a whole sleeve. You know what I'm saying? He might have an apartment, all of that. Yo, when I was in college, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but this is how I'm just gonna end the video. I remember being in college, and I was chilling with this young lady. You know what I'm saying? And one of her other niggas FaceTimed her, and when he FaceTimed her, she answered. She was looking at me, and I was like, you know, I don't really care. You know, at that time, I was just getting in where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really care. I didn't really care about myself. Didn't really care about life. So, you know, whatever happened, like, I don't care if I'm your main, your side, whatever. If I'm in there, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just at that time. So when he gets on the phone, he starts talking spicy immediately. And he's like, yo, I can't believe you chilling with this nigga. It looks like he got you in some sort of basement. Like, what is that, his mom's house? And I'm just sitting there like, you ever seen the 50 Cent meme? And it's like, damn, what he say fuck me for? I'm just minding my business, nigga. Like, I didn't force her to come over here and not go over there with you. But he's saying all of this, and he's like, yo, you could have been at an apartment. You could have been hit, like, this is like a 36-year-old man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm 19, no, I'm 20 and she's 19. And it's like look at who I'm competing with. This 36 this 36-year-old man, this nigga is going in, and I'm like, damn, nigga, you know, I'm sorry that I still live with my mom. Like, I'm 20, I'm just trying to put it together. You know, but I don't even know how it started going on that whole tangent right there. Might have to cut all of that out. That liquor just make you start vetting. But yeah, you know, as a man, it may be hard to accept that any of these things are unnatural. But, you know, you got to give to receive. You give up the false idea you have created for yourself in order to receive the new and improved, you know, you give up the false idea for yourself in order to come into the proper reality of things not being okay, so you can begin to heal from it. Because whether you want to heal from it or not, it still affects you. How does it affect you? You might end up being one of them like 50-year-old niggas still in the club. That's a nigga who needs to heal and go settle down and go start a family. But he can't, you know what I'm saying? He's still a player. He's still holding on to that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, because I don't know why I went on that tangent towards the end, but yeah, that's it. That's the video. Give up to receive. Yeah, that's the end.